How's it going, everybody? Landon with LMR.com. In this video, I'll be taking a look at 5.0 Resto's battery tray and cable kit and how it's an essential restoration item for your 1987 to 1993 Fox Body Mustang. This kit from 5.0 Resto is going to restore the crucial components that the battery needs to function and, of course, stay secure within the engine bay. Over time, parts start to age and deteriorate and will simply leave the car, well, in dire need of attention. You're going to get a battery tray, battery hold-down block retaining bolt, battery tray to fender retaining bolts, battery tray to frame rail bolt, speed nut, negative cable, and of course a positive cable. All of these parts are going to be high quality replacements and will feature a factory-like fit and finish without any additional modifications. Now taking a closer look at the cables themselves, they are going to be factory linked and incorporate OE style connections, which will provide a nice, clean, stock look. Now to begin the install, go ahead and loosen the positive and negative cables from the battery. Remove them from the battery posts and position them out of the way. Loosen the factory battery hold-down retaining bolt with an 8mm socket. Remove the bolt and hold-down block. Now you can remove the battery from the car. Remove the two 8mm battery tray to fender retaining bolts. In my case, the factory battery tray to frame rail retaining bolt had completely rusted over. Now what I did, I drilled a small hole into the top of the bolt and then tapped it with a punch to free it from the tray. The tray was then removed and a penetrating catalyst was applied to the rusty bolt. I utilized a pair of vice grips to completely remove the stubborn bolt from the speed nut. Once the bolt was out of the way, I removed the speed nut from the frame rail provision. Use a magnet to fish it out of the frame rail if it happens to fall inside of it upon removal. Remove the coil cover retaining hardware and then remove the cover. Now you want to go ahead and support the front of the car with jack stands. Locate the negative ground on the engine block. It's going to be directly in front of the oil filter. Remove the factory retaining bolt with a 1/2-inch wobble socket and long extension. Get the old cable out of the way. Position the new cable into place. Retighten the factory retaining bolt. Pass the new cable up into the engine bay. Remove the 8mm bolt securing the ground to the fender. Disconnect the dedicated PCM ground. Cut any related zip ties and then remove the old cable from the car. For additional clearance, with removing the nut, remove the ignition wire from the coil. Remove the 9/16" retaining nut from the positive side of the fender solenoid. Remove the old positive cable from the post. Go ahead and position the new cable into place, followed by the rest of the ring terminals. Retighten the retaining nut. Reinstall the ignition wire back onto the coil. Now you want to take this time to clean the area. Zip tie the negative cable alongside the starter cable. Install the speed nut into the frame rail provision. Position the new battery tray into place. Install the provided short 8mm retaining bolts into the fender and go ahead and fully tighten. Install the long 8mm bolt through the battery tray and into the speed nut. Go ahead and fully tighten. Reinstall the short 8mm retaining bolt and secure the negative ground to the fender. Reconnect the dedicated PCM ground. Route the negative cable along the fender and secure it with the pre-installed harness clip. Reinstall the battery hold-down assembly and fully tighten the bolt. Install the positive cable onto the battery post and tighten the nut. Install the negative battery cable onto the post and tighten the nut. Reinstall the coil cover and the retaining hardware. Now this car ended up having a screw instead of the factory plastic push pin. Go ahead and check your work, verify that the car starts, and you're all finished. It is very easy to do. In worst case scenario, you may have a rusted bolt pick a fight and not want to come free. Other than that, this 5.0 Resto battery tray and cable kit is an absolute must-have for your 1987 to 1993 Fox Body restoration project. To see more how-to and review videos covering industry-leading products, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, and don't forget to turn on notifications. While you're at it, check out our other videos and shop LMR.com for all things 1979 to present Mustang and SVT Lightning.